I don't know where I was for a second there. What's up, everybody? It's me, Jum Jumington, former CEO of Jumington Dynamics, broadcasting live from the Jumington Dynamics Auxiliary Hazardous Material Storage Facility somewhere in the world. What's up, everybody? And I muted my music again. There's a reason I keep doing that, and then I forget to unmute it before I shut everything down at night. What's up, Flash? What's up, Redmo? What's up, Silas? How is it going? What's up, Utter Chaos? Good to see it. Joe still got you hacked. Yeah, I haven't cleared him out yet. It's fine. He's just rooting around in there. I'm sure it will come to nothing. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Oh, but how's it going? Sorry about that. I got a last minute phone call. It's the usual perfect timing of these phone calls. It's like hit start, phone rings. It's important. Oh boy. Got further in everyone's quest, having fun until I got stuck and frustrated with a puzzle. I'm worried I may brute force it. Yeah, sometimes in games, this goes for like almost any game where it's like, you're very powerful. You have a lot of weapons. There's a wooden door standing between you and the objective. Well, you're going to have to find that little key for it. I'll break that door. I'll shoot that door. I'll chop it with my sword. No, I'd hate to break this door. Oh, come on. That plays into something, a positive that I have for Thimbleweed Park is that I really liked the hint system. I like when games include a hint system, and I thought it did a very good job with it. That it vaguely pointed you in the right direction without just telling you what to do, so you could still kind of feel like you figured it out. That I appreciated. You needed a squirrel because it had a sword and you needed it. What's a squirrel doing with a sword? Was it a squirrel-sized sword? Or was it a human-sized sword? Void Pyramid wouldn't let you bash it open. Yeah. Let me in. Let me in. So I broke down, I bought a Steam Deck because I didn't get the Switch 2 pre-order, and I wasn't super hyped on pre-ordering it anyway. I always wait. I wait on new consoles. I'm never in a rush to get it because of a lot of reasons. Sometimes they do hardware revisions or improve on things. Usually anymore, it seems like the launch titles are not like, there's not a ton of them. So I'm just going to wait. So I had the money. I'm like, well, I'll get more use out of this. Or it's an actual Sierra game instead of a love letter to them. We'll get to those. We'll get to the Sierra games, and you'll see me just absolutely lose my mind with that stuff, with the good old days. So I was waiting around. I was supposed to be out on the road today. That didn't happen, and I saw a notification that the waiting for the perfect price to bounce like a bullfrog. Yeah, I figured, like, I've been eyeing it for a while, right? And of course, now that I've bought it, they're going to announce like a new, better one, because that's usually how it goes. When I bought a PS3, they announced the PS4 like a week after that. It's like, oh, but that's fine because the PS4 couldn't play PS3 games, so I did not regret that purchase one bit. I'm always pretty late to the party with the consoles, but I figured I play a lot of PC games. I get a lot more utility out of it, and there's always the possibility of running other software, which is my next step. But I was waiting around for it to show up all day, and it finally showed up like 40 minutes ago, and I was getting it all set up and playing around with it. Does anyone want to guess what the first game that I installed and played on the Steam Deck is? And I'll give you a hint. It may not be much of one. It is a game that I played on stream twice. At least twice. Any guesses? Mega Man, Bubble Bobble? No. I already bought. I don't have Bubble Bobble like on PC anywhere, and I didn't load any like emulators or anything. This is all just stuff that's in Steam. And Mega Man, I already bought the Mega Man Legacy Collection on the Switch, so like I've refused to buy it again. Twice Battletoads. All right, let me further this hints out. No NES games. Yeah, I don't know how that got through. It just goes to show that YouTube is just not, it's not on the ball with their moderation. When you see the things that get blocked and the things that get through, which isn't to say not everything that gets blocked is something ridiculous that shouldn't be blocked. Sometimes it catches some stuff, but it also misses a lot. And then no for Headmo. You could just take my not reading it as enough. So the first game I played was Employee of the Month. Because I saw it in my list and I'm like, you know what? I wonder if this will run. With the controls and everything, it runs just fine. And I was just running around throwing stuff in the grocery store to hear the guy go, yeah, what? Yeah. No, it cracks me up how many people guess like NES games. It's like you gotta install some stuff to I don't even know. I know it can be done, but I haven't even looked into it at all to get like emulators to run on that. I'm like personally not interested at all in that. I will probably not for like the consoles, because the consoles I own, I'm like, if I want to play like NES games, like I'll just go back to the building in the middle of the night and sit out there and play something. I don't get to do that very much anymore, but it's nice. There's something nice about going to like, you know, a creepy abandoned building in the middle of night when like everything's just dead quiet, the quiet of the grave, as they say, and just like chilling with some lousy old games. Not the good ones. I saved those for stream. The bad ones. But I have a fair amount of games that I purchased on Steam that I'm really not interested in streaming yet. But I'm interested in the game. But I looked at a lot of them like, I don't think I could stream this. I think this would take too long. I think this would be too boring. I don't think people will be into this. I just want to zone out and play this game. So I get a lot of use out of it that way. I load up several games on there to check out. Something nice for myself. Not that I don't do that all the time. Like, I'm surrounded by consoles here that I've attained for myself. So I don't know. But one of the reasons I pulled the trigger on it was all the uncertainty around tariffs potentially making like all electronics significantly more expensive or just inaccessible. And so, you know, I took the bait and I'm like, oh man, I probably should. That's just my justification. Like, maybe I should buy that now. Maybe I should get it now before it goes away. But I've been curious about it for a long time. And everyone I talk to that has one has told me it's great. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not just looking to play weirdo games. No, that's not true. All of my game choices are weirdo game choices. That's exactly what I'm going to use it for. Didn't know it was another good guess. Yeah, I have like another like an Amberneck handheld device that I emulate most of that older stuff on, and I would play the Note on that again. I want to try and play the Japanese Note, even though I won't be able to read anything. As long as I know where things are in the menu enough, I want to check it out and see what else is possibly different about it. I'm mostly curious if like the conversion to PAL like messed up timing on stuff, but let's see if I can save the kids entirely, because I know the scenario plays out a little bit differently as to like who's tied up where when you rescue people, depending on whether or not the kids live or die. It's not a huge difference, but I am interested in that game now that I kind of know where everything is. I had a lot of fun with that. Man, I spent all day thinking about Star Wars, the Shadows of the Empire, and I really, really want to get another stream in this week. I might do it Saturday if I can find the time. It may even happen Sunday, because I said May. So Sunday's Mother's Day, and I talked to my folks this afternoon. I'm like, so what are we doing? I'm like, oh, we're not doing anything. Like, really? Mom doesn't want to do anything? No, I don't think we're going to do anything. Well, are we going to get something to eat? Well, yeah, we'll probably do that. So we're going to get something to eat. We're going to get together and eat something. Oh, no, I mean, I just meant that we would eat like we normally do. Like any day of the week. Like, what? So they may not even do anything. Although they usually say that. I don't want to do anything. It's like when someone says, no, I don't want anything for my birthday. And like, you gotta wonder, because sometimes it's a trap. I've encountered that. It's not with me. If I tell you I don't want any gifts, that's real and legit. I don't want any gifts. I don't deserve them. You'll make me feel bad. But I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't want gifts. I got too much stuff already. But I've known a lot of people who are like, no, I don't want anything. And that's just a lie. It's like a trap. If you show up with nothing, they're just like, oh, well, I guess you don't care. I heard YouTube gave up. No, Sky. No, the dynamic duo rolling in here to fill my chat with filth. Absolute filth. What's up, Sky? How you doing? How's it going? I had to walk away from your stream for a bit, and then I came back as you were ending it. And I assume that you ran into like a nasty fight that just crushed you because you seemed incredibly dejected, disappointed. You seemed not great at the end. Oh, it blocks Sky now. It's learning. It's learning. Be tumbling those tumbleweeds right now. Yes. May the Sith be with you. Is that? What's like this till the 5th? Well, what's up, William? How's it going? How's it going? Well, today we are not playing Thimbleweed Park. We're playing Delores, a Thimbleweed Park mini adventure. Okay, now let me analyze this carefully here. What? I don't even see what you changed, Sky. Took out one T. That explains it. See, that's the problem with automated content moderation stuff like that. It's quite easily fooled. Which, I'm not going to insult your intelligence and act like I needed to tell you that. Or like, oh no, I'm giving away the secret. You'll figure it out. But I also don't like saying it. Because I don't want to encourage people to like, oh, let me check. Like, please don't. I was crashing out. What was it? Was it just like a nasty fight? Back-to-back boss fights in early games. Brutal. Oh, that's what happened. That's what happened. Yeah, I missed whatever the last fight was. I'm running around, desperately checking my phone. Is it there yet? Is it there yet? I've never had any packages disappear off of the from the cave. There's generally nobody around to take them, but I'm always leery of that because you come across like an empty like mud covered desolate plain with a hole in the ground, and then there's like a big old box, right? Like people are gonna see that if they're driving by the road, they see this hole in the ground with like a big old box of mystery there. I'm like, why wouldn't I take that? It hasn't happened yet, but it's also hard to secure. It's hard to secure the hole in the ground, let me tell you. So yeah, one pointless fight, then an actual boss fight. Pointless fight had high evasion, which drained your resources. Oh, geez. Oh. Yeah, I know how those kind of fights go. I really like fights like that in Tales of Phantasia. Just like the Pegasus section was like that. Hoot evening and nochi. How are you doing? Welcome in. YouTube didn't give up on me. YouTube's given up the ghost. All right, well, let's pop over to the game screen. That explains it. That explains why I wasn't there. Lyra, welcome, Lyra. How you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let me pop this open. This should all be good. It might take a second for it to pop up here. There we go. How was it going there? All right, so this is Delores, a Thimbleweed Park mini adventure. I'll read through this very briefly. This is a free game made during the pandemic. So I don't think much of it makes it into the game, but there's some comments in here that well, I'm sure no one will need them explained, but just keep that in mind that this was made when everything was shut down. So there's a lot of it in this is like that. Explain them to me. I'll explain it when I get there then. Also, because we couldn't go outside IRL. Yep, there you go. Like I'm one of your French girls. It would be a lot of wild hand gestures and shouting because I don't speak French. Let's get that sweet, sickly smell. It's got the stank of all of the nastiness inside a mask. You get to smell your own breath all day. Who wants that? Intro. This project started out as a prototype for my new adventure game engine, which I imagine may be the engine they use for the Return to Monkey Island. Today's been a big rest day. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. I was telling people at the start of the chat that I was very excited today because I finally broke down and bought a Steam Deck rather than fight the hordes to try and pre-order Switch 2. I got a Steam Deck, and then I was just testing out like throwaway kind of garbage games on it, but I didn't get a chance to do much with it. But it's neat so far. It's not as heavy as I thought it would be. Maybe that will change as I'm holding it 2 inches from my face while I lie in bed at night, and it just drops and crushes my skull like a moldy pumpkin that it is. Yeah, so this started as a prototype, new adventure game engine, slowly grew into a fun little game. It is not a sequel to Thimbleweed Park, probably missing all of the small bells and whistles that'll make it a commercially viable game. Why is that hidden? They're so weird. They're so weird. It's a fun and challenging game to make because we had to use almost exclusively found art from Thimbleweed Park to create all new puzzles. Also because we couldn't go outside IRL. Isn't that the game earlier? I don't understand. As a thank you to our fans, we are releasing for free something you can have fun with in these odd times. Those times are pretty much over, but you can still get it for free. It will probably crash every so often and not run on exotic or old hardware. Please don't overwhelm product support person. Many thanks to David, Robert, Katrina, and Octavia for helping out. Enjoy. Click to continue. Controls are a little bit different. They're mostly the same, except that the way that your actions are determined are a little bit different from Thimbleweed Park. Also, there's a beep. You can turn it on and off, but it makes a little beep when you mouse over stuff that you can interact with, which is like helps tremendously when you're trying to pixel hunt for stuff. There's new tutorial. We believe in you. There is no voice acting. We need to save money to hoard toilet paper, so that's a big one. There's no save game, although once you've completed Natalie's tasks, progress is saved. Please play again to get more tasks. So every time you complete these tasks, the game just exits and you have to open it again and you get some new ones. So we'll just hop into it. They say it's not a sequel, but it definitely follows after the events, or is just some weird interlude. Part 10, Delores. Is the clown there? No. No, the clown is not. And there's no voice acting, so it wouldn't be as good anyway. I'm excited about my new job. Natalie has hired me to be the Nickel News photographer. I can't wait to get started. Yeah, it's an extremely limited version of that. Hi, aren't we the Eager Beaver this morning? What's the point? It's a free game. It's free. I'll see if we can find a way to get to the clown, but when I checked out earlier that there's DLC to uncensor the clown, I might pick that up and check it out. I personally find, I can't imagine if they actually swore I guess I'm like, it's a 50-50 for me if the voice actor was actually swearing or if they just like said beep themselves. But the beeping I find makes it much funnier than anything that I actually say. But my curiosity is growing for that. If I would be much more interested if I wasn't so kind of let down by the way the game ended. But I still did enjoy the game. I'm excited to get started. I'm working on several stories for upcoming editions of Thimbleweed Nickel, and we need photographs. I've made a list for you, and the camera is in the file cabinet by the door. Let me know if you need anything. More film, office supplies, info on your 401k. Do I have a 401k? Good luck on your first day as a photojournalist. Photojournalist? That makes it sound important. Better find that camera, take a look at the list, and get cracking. We've got a deadline, so no dilly-dallying. So this is basically the crux of it, is we just go around. All the puzzles are related to finding things to take pictures of. Thanks for joining the Thimbleweed Nickel photojournalism team. For your assignment, I'd like to get the following photos for some upcoming stories. Story about the 4th of July, story about road safety, photo of the editor of the Nickel News, column about Thimbleweed County, public service piece about picking up trash. P.S. Thanks for helping out while you're on vacation from Mucus Phlegm Games. Former CEO becomes photographer. Oh, I have been known to snap a few pictures here and there of, soldering. What can you tell me about my 401k? Best path to retirement as a journalist is to get another job. Ain't that the truth? Kind of like game development. Yeah. I swear I saw it. There it is. It's a speck of dust. Pick it up. It's not like I can just right click on stuff. Just watch video. He just swears. Not as funny. You ever try and make a game, Jum? I've made some, but they never really finished. It was mostly just following tutorials. I made a Python-based roguelike, but I never got around to doing anything else with it. I've looked at stuff like RPG Maker or Godot or things like that in the past, but I never really got a good start on things. I still want to make something with RPG Maker this year, even if it's just hey, this guy walks and fights one monster. It's more than nothing. But I've been interested in it for a long time. I think when there was a certain point where games changed and I was just well, I don't really want to make that kind of game. And then flash forward to the modern day and it's what kind of game do you want to make? Do you want to make a Commodore 64 game? Because people are doing that. You want to make a Game Boy game? Guess what? There's a market. What? So I kind of regret maybe I should have just done that. All right, we get this camera. Let's go get a picture of Natalie here. The editor. There's our first photo. Not too late. I like to think it's not too late, but at the same time, I got so many hours in the day. Did I ever game I'd like to make? It's not something that can be done in RPG Maker. What sort of game you talking? 3D, 2D, side-scrolling platformer, puzzle game. 3D, yeah. A lot of people go to Unity. I think Unreal is probably better. But I think that, it's arguable. I think that the documentation is better for Unity, but I think that was true at one time and not so much anymore. Unreal Engine is very good. They're both good in their own ways. Unreal Engine is pretty solid, but there's a lot of optimization stuff that will screw up games. This is just I've read a lot about this stuff. I've looked into it a lot. I haven't actually done it, so take that with a grain of salt. The game put anger into the Twitter freaks, every stereotype about every race. But why? Jump Pyramid, Jummio Brothers, Jump Cart. How would I have to? So there's so much of it that I'm like, I don't think I could do that, and maybe I could, but I wouldn't be happy with it, and I just get overwhelmed. From making South Park 2. Mega Jumington. Mega Jumington's not super difficult. I can just do a sprite swap. I don't know if I get the palette right, but I already have a Mega Man style Jumington that I did ages ago, but I only ever did one sprite. I never did the whole animation. I need it for a project from the long ago. Road safety. So it's much more limited than before. Can't help you now. Please stop trying to break into the mailboxes. Look at the boxes. It's a bunch of pillow bears waiting to be mailed out. That was Dad's idea. So someone's making pillow bears now. Mysteriously showing the month of July. It was a long time ago. Let's take a picture of that. Oh. So our photo for a story about the 4th of July is a picture of a calendar showing the 4th of July from some year. Hey, look! It's her sister and her family, and we hate them, and now they're homeless and hanging out by a trash fire. Hi, Lenore. What are you doing here, hanging out by a burning trash can like a bum? Oh, enough with the wisecracks and I'm so much better than you remarks. I wasn't mocking you, it was real. It was a real, this is all you're doing. What's all my doing? Trash goblins. Enough with the wisecracks. If you'd left Uncle Chuck in the computer, he would have died and I'd have gotten my inheritance. But he's still alive and in a sanitarium and legally out of reach. So, according to this, we pulled Uncle Chuck out of the computer. Somehow. I don't know how he got in the computer to begin with, but we pulled him out somehow, and he's locked up. South Park 3, there's South... Oh, yeah, there is South Park 2. Got evicted from the mansion? Yes! If you hadn't been so preoccupied with making murder simulators, you'd have known. The bank repossessed the Edmund mansion and evicted me and the little brat and my worthless husband, Peter. Hey. All I got to take was that crappy chair from the library. It's very funny because they just pulled this artwork from the existing game, and he only exists in that chair, except I think at the funeral, but they just kept the chair there. You have no place to go? None. I've been blacklisted by all the high society places in the Tri-County area. You could bunk with me. Sure, me and all your nerdy friends can play D&E together. It's more on brand to be more concerned with correcting D&D and then come back for the nerds. Yeah, actually, it's Dungeons and Dragons. Love you too, sis. Thought you love little Chucky. I named him after Uncle Chuck and everything. What good did it do? Nothing. Evicted. Man, this lady, I hate this lady even more now. Because she said that before, but this is totally makes it clear that the kid only existed to try and con Uncle Chuck into giving him the inheritance. Oh, see the new Ransom show yet? Oh my, it is the best. Seeing Ransom is the only joy left in my life. Try to get a job. Like what? Barista. NASA Space Shuttle Mission Specialist. Streetwalker. Weekend waitress at the S&D Diner. Ransom the Clown Show Ticket Taker. She loves Ransom. Ransom the Clown Show Ticket Taker. Yeah, that's an interesting... No, it's not! Edmonds don't work. That's why you're such a disgrace to the family name. All right. Peace out, lady. She kind of looks like a streetwalker. She does. Road safety, picking up trash. Take a picture of this dumpster. Hey, there we go. Natalie will love this. All right. Well, she's just a fancy rich kid, spoiled rich kid, living off of Uncle Chuck's pillow factory money. Pillow bears. These pillow bears are so cute. They were all Dad's idea. Can't wait for the new Pillow Bear store to open. I'm so proud of Dad. How do they know about the Pillow Bears? He's dead. It's a very leaky fire hydrant. Something smells really bad. Here, look, there's dust. Let's get it. Oh, Willie's back on his feet. Hi, Willie. Hello, Delores. You're closing up late. Business is booming. Sorry, I can't talk. I've got to get home. It's my night to cook dinner. But didn't Chuck steal his girl? All right. It's a traffic cone. Go leave it be. The highway into town is closed. All right, so a lot of the area is closed off. Get a picture of this traffic cone here. Just take a picture of this, see if it counts this. It did. All right, that's all the photographs. Yeah, that place is still out of business. Dust. Give me that dust. Might as well check in on all of this while we're here. Dust. Corner. Hi, Corner. Hello, Hugh Delores. When did you start adding a who after everything? I don't understand what you're talking about. Right there, you just did it again. Have you been drinking formaldehyde? Trust me, just say no a who. Whatever a who. Hey, the who bit is mine. Gotcha. Not a lot of deaths in Thimbleweed Park, are there? Not really. I'm not sure why I still have a job. Me neither. To be honest. I'm not sure if you're even human. Now look. This should answer the question as to whether or not they're actually the same person. Which is just that we just saw him downstairs. We need a Jumatron. Trust me, we don't want that. Every time we built something computer related, things went pretty bad. Hi, Sheriff. Hello, Reno, Delores. Oh, he's got a hidden staircase. That's true. He could just seep through the floors. We can ask the same questions. I'm not going to continue that same conversation. That crime at Thimbleweed Park is there? Not really. A new vagrant family has been hanging out on A Street. Oh, bust them. They haven't been causing any trouble to Reno, so I'll leave them be. Probably fell on hard times. Put them in jail is what I say. I was thinking about becoming a federal agent. Ever met one? Can't say Reno that I ever have. Maybe I'll just make a game that has a federal agent in it. Sounds easier. All right. Yeah, so this occupies like a weird time here. Let's take a look. Don't mind me. Oh, he's closing them. That's kind of neat. That's odd. There's a police report for trouble at the abandoned circus. The circus isn't abandoned. Ransom's never been more popular. It's more like an alternate timeline. What's up, Reeb? How's it going? I was checking out this free adventure that is. They say it's not a sequel, but it definitely, in my mind, takes place after it because you meet Delores' family. Her sister says that we pulled Uncle Chuck out of the computer and then he got locked up. Sign says, help wanted, bank teller, closed until we find one. Oh. 1.5, yeah. We can't go down that street, B Street at all. Dust. All right, there's something in the mystery bathroom. Pretty good. Gonna be premiering an hour-long live video real soon. Oh, nice! I'll be sure to check that out. Ransom candy dispensers. That's a lot of ransom candy dispensers. Giving away as a promotion for the Ransom the Clown House for Wayward Kids. Take one. I will. Don't forget to get your flu shot. What? Ouch, my tooth. Oh, my bones. What's up, D? Don't call me D. A body could be. Okay, sure thing, D. I mean, Delores. Bathroom light switch doesn't work. Yeah, about that. Management forgot to pay the power bill, so they cut power to the bathroom. If it doesn't get paid soon, the whole building will lose power, man. Did management forget? Did you forget to mail the payment? Probably a joke about the COVID vaccine. Yeah, that's true. I don't think this is the time to be pointing fingers. Here's the payment. Can you drop it in a mailbox for me? I mean, management. Such a fearful nunnered. It needs stamps. Oh, okay. I don't know exactly when it came out. It could even be before there actually was a vaccine. But probably not. Although it's funny that they mention that, but they don't mention anything else. I love the circus. I need to make sure I see Ransom the Clown show before I go back to Mucus Phlegm Games. Case Come plays all the hits. It's the old Edmund Hotel. That was Uncle Chuck's pride and joy until the bank repossessed it when he was committed to the sanitarium. Oh, we can't go any further. It's nice to see the factory ramping up again to make pillow bears. Looks like Dad is working late again. Except that he's dead. My old home before it was repossessed by the bank. Yeah, it's definitely like something odd. We saw the Willie's shop like momentarily transform back into the busted up rundown version from the regular game. And then she read that police report about trouble at the abandoned circus, even though she then goes on to say it's never been abandoned. But Uncle Chuck was in the computer and he got pulled out, so there's dust. More dust. Let's get some office supplies here. So that means maybe might be important to my assignment. Okay. Oop. All right, let's go mail this. Yeah, the controls are a little bit different. I don't mind it as much. Like slightly. Let's go see if it's if the lights are on. I don't think there's anything more for us today. It's good. Like, oh, I played a bit of this, and a lot of the stuff is puzzles for later. We're just in this Groundhog's Day loop. Hey, there we go. Oh, we got a screwdriver. Mirror looks nasty. I can see myself through the grime. It's a gross toilet. It's a roll of toilet paper. Spin it. Flip it. Bop it. It's a roll of toilet paper in the fun for cats position. It's a roll of toilet paper in the boring for cats position. All right. Piece of candy. All right, let's go turn on our photos. Dust. There we go. I think I'm done with the assignment. These look great. I don't know where that stuff is printing. It's over. Do I get a raise? Nope. Do I get a promotion? Nope. Do I get to keep wandering around? Nope. Can I quit the game? Okay. Play again. I'll have more photos for you to take. And that just closes the game. Yeah. I guess that was easier than having any kind of save function. "25 more photos before returning to your game developer job at Mucus Phlegm." Okay. So this is the game. We're just going through this loop again. I skipped it, but it's just the same cutscene. There's no like, this is day 2. It's, oh boy, I can't wait to start. Probably should have let it play out. But you get the gist of it. We're in a Groundhog's Day loop here. Piece on the closing of the Edmond Hotel. Reviews of some new adventure games. A good example of proximal phalanges. Story about childhood poverty. Take a photo of our newest photojournalist. No, we can go to the mirror for that, but we'll have to do all that stuff again. Take a picture of the kid. Took a photo of Chucky. Not so fast, Aunt Delores. Gotta give me a present if you want to take my picture. Okay. Get that dust. Get that dust. I didn't keep any of that dust. I'm gonna go get the candy dispenser. Take it. All right. I wonder if this is still out. Oh, no, we don't have to do it again. All right. We got our picture here. Get a grimy bathroom selfie. Go to the Edmond Hotel. Dust. There's so much dust. They're so generous with the specks of dust. All right, let's get a picture of the hotel. Oh, the crime and mold. It's like a smiley face drawn in snot. I hope it's snot and not something else. All right, let's get a picture of this kid. Maybe we can get Lenore to take the job at the bank. We can go into there. I really like the music in this game. They did a very good job with it. Thanks. Don't let them rot your teeth like they did mine. Smile! Now make sure to get that drum fire in the frame there so they know the kid is poor. Kind of review of adventure games. Looks like Madame Marina turned off her spooky motion sensors. Hello, Madame Marina. Seen the Ransom Clown's latest show yet? Yes, it's his best show yet. I go every week. I hope to see it before I leave. We're not gonna see it. How have things been? Been a while since I've seen you around, Delores. That game designer job has kept me pretty busy. I'm on my post-crunch vacation helping Natalie out. Got any Eye of Newt? Please. Eye of Newt is right out of the back of comic books. It's not real magic. I see. Do you see? Yes, I see. Do you really see? Yes, I really see. Do you really, really see? I really, really see. I don't think you see. I can see. I wish you could see. But I can see. I don't think you can see. Okay, fine, I can't see. I told you, you can't see. Ugh. Sound friend says you're having a blowout sale. Got any books on Fortran? Why would I want Fortran books? Might be one at the very top. If you find it, you can take it. The only dead languages we need books on is ancient Capsipan? Capsipan? Is that how you pronounce that? Oh, I need to, there we go. Kind of looks like the dead cousin Ted from that new game I love. Oh, okay. Will this work? Hey, it does. So now we just need some fingies. This building is not this tall on the outside. Book on Fortran, a 30-year-old computer language. I can't reach that. Oh, I think this one moves too. Nice view from up here. I can see the S&D diner. Should probably go in there. I want to look at this Fortran book. Nope. Push it. Push it real good. Can poison to mean a hot dog? Yeah. While many programmers today consider Fortran to be a dead programming language, nothing could be further from the truth. The authors have no doubt that well into the 2020s and beyond, Fortran will be at the forefront of all computer languages. This book is to serve as a tool for the modern programmers in the future. And then some Fortran. I don't know Fortran. There is still some demand for it because there are a lot of legacy systems running off of like COBOL and Fortran. And not a lot of people, unsurprisingly, that know that. Not 4chan, Fortran. It reads creepy eyes, creepy nose, creepy feet, creepy toes. Happy Valentine's Day. Okay. Jackie Chan. One of these things is not like the other. Looks like Madame Marina is having one of her never-ending occult sales. It's candy. Get it. Get it. Oh, I forgot. I'm going to talk about the job. And talk to Lenore. Check the bulletin board too. Imagine it's mostly the same. I still have a craving for s'mores. We're sisters. Can't we be friends? I don't know with wisecracks. Yeah, we already read all that. Yes. We try to get a job. Oh, I didn't look at the sign. What was that? There was a phone there. Why isn't there one now? It's Penn's Brothers Traveling Circus. Headline act, Ransom the Clown. Family show starts at 2 p.m. Change Alice to Case Gum for the gnarliest hits from local artists. DJ Cassie says, I hope you like Tuna Head. Who doesn't like Tuna Head? The bank. Well, did it show up in that list? I didn't see it in there. Pigeon Sisters Plumbing. Oh, they changed them. They're no longer the brothers. Let's fix your leaking waters. Nothing is faster than the Pigeon Daughters. Wanting clothes donations. Help Lenore out with some classy clothes. I'd rather you hadn't worn them, but I guess I can't be picky. Give me that Chanel dress. Please stop throwing your old cans and bottles into the backyard of my bookstore. I know how to curse you. Sheriff wants you to be green and cleanerino. Don't litter on the highway or vandalize the storefronts. I'll do what I want. Time to do ThimbleCon with ThimbleCon 88. Sci-fi shows and movies, comic books, and the latest computer and video game technology. Get your tickets before they're all gone. Safely First Savings, where saving safely is saving smartly. The stock market is soaring. We don't see it coming down anytime soon. In 1988, boy, they were in for some trouble. The likes of which you won't see again until this week. Unfortunately. Waitress. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not in there. All right. We'll go look at that. Oh, let's look at this yard too. Oh, we got a bottle. That means we can probably get a nickel for this bottle. Or we'll use the bottle for something. I wonder if I could take a picture of that bottle and turn it into the garbage talk. Aren't there like some hands? No, there's no bodies here. It's a skeleton. Take a picture of Mr. Bones here. Oh, there's our fingies. All right, that works. Oh, there's some dust. I don't mind picking it up. It'll all be gone when I come back. All right. Let's check this out. Probably don't need it now. But we'll perfect the loop. job opening at the bank. Bank teller? You gotta be kidding. An admin from the prestigious Thimbleweed admin's taking a teller job? If an was to stoop that low, I don't believe you. Okay. Guadalupe. Guadalupe Hidalgo? Let's take a picture of it. Seeing is believing. Or dust. You can't get out of the habit of picking up the dust, otherwise you'll miss the dust. And then someday you'll want that dust and you won't know where to find the dust. There we go. Here's his picture. Here, I took a picture of it. Job opening. Well, I never. Yeah, I might stop by. Possibly success. Oh. Hey. Why do they still have that? You want to talk to him? You talk to me. Hi, Aunt Delores. Lenore says someday we'll have money again. That's rough. Oh, hey. It's the dangerous device. Good thing its batteries are dead. I have fond memories of growing up in the mansion. Oh, does that mean it doesn't work? Okay. I think I've seen this painting somewhere before. I guess maybe we can blow up the mansion. Hi, Lenore. Congrats on the new job. Shh, don't say my name out loud. Someone might hear. I hear. Check my bank balance. Let me see. You have a big $0.00. Nice weather. Like I care anymore about anything. How is Chucky? Who cares? Jesus Christ. Goodbye and thanks. Get lost. God. I'm gonna complain to the manager. Welcome to the S&D Diner, Delores. Long time since I've seen you here. What can I do for you? How's that been treating you, Sandy? Can't complain. Dave and I just came back from our third honeymoon. Wow, were they married? Talking about me? Yes, Snuggle Cakes. Who else would I be talking about? I didn't know they were married. Were they married in the full game? You seen Ransom lately? Dave and I see the show every Saturday on our date night. He never fails to make us laugh. Such a good guy. I'm starving. What are your specials today? Everything is on the menu board. What do you want? A Kobe beef hot dog. The guinea chicken saute with wild mushrooms. Fried frog legs, sauce tartare. A glass of water with chipped ice. These are very fancy options of a Kobe beef hot dog. Sorry, I just put those on the grill. They haven't come up to the proper safe eating temperature yet. They actually have edible food now. Well, they say they do. They're not going to give it to us. They don't have rancid old hot dogs. How about a Swiss pork hot dog? Still think. How about an urban chicken hot dog? I've never heard of an urban chicken hot dog. They are also not. A French mustard and kale veggie dog. Oh, oh, that sounds horrifying. Sorry, put those on the grill. They haven't come up to the proper safe eating temp yet. It's a veggie dog. Did you really have to cook it? Give me the guinea chicken. Sorry, the mushrooms I gathered today look to be of the poisonous variety. They're actually not killing us with food now. How about the kale salad with chutney sauce? Forgot to update the board. We're all out of kale and chutney. I'll take the frog legs. No can do. I forgot to go frog hunting this morning. I'll have the cherry pie. Sorry, some tall guy just ate the last slice with a cup of joe. They still have the Twin Peaks reference. Give me the ice water. but with our fancy filtered water, and you can keep the glass as part of our promotion. Thanks. Excuse me. They lied. There is voice acting. Just the worst of it. I guess I was really thirsty. They kept that in. They kept that voice acting. All right. So these are the items we haven't had a use for yet. The mansion destroying remote with dead batteries, a bottle, a Fortran book, a screwdriver, and a glass. Let's go turn on photos here. Also, her dad's not dead. Franklin isn't dead. And he opened the pillow factory to make pillow bears, which are very popular, apparently. What do you mean you can't reach that? It's right there. What do you mean you can't reach that? Give it, give it, give it. Oh, son of a bitch. It's booked out. Uncle Chuck is not in the computer. He's in the sanitarium. Ransom never got cursed and is just living it up. And he never, the circus was never abandoned. So everyone's a winner. I don't know where that the printer sound is coming from. And we're done. Yet again. It's not a printer sound, man. There is a printer. It's like a dot matrix printer sound. It's the typewriter. No, you can hear the typewriter sound, the tap, 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 ching, tap, 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 ching. But you also hear a dot matrix printer when you turn the photographs in. You can distinctly hear the. Plus, she's not laying out photographs on a typewriter. Although that does beg the question. See, this is the typewriter. But when we get back again, you'll hear it. Might be your headphones. It's not my headphones. Might be your headphones. There's no printer here anymore. But you can hear like a different sound when she says the prototype is done. And it's like a dot matrix printer sound. Chuck Edmund committed after a psychotic breakdown due to believing he was part of a computer. So he's crazy. Willie's violin repair business is booming due to new BBS ordering advertising. The bulletin board system. I was reading on I was on Blue. Somebody on Blue Sky was talking about there's an add-on board you can get to add a Wi-Fi modem to the Commodore 64, and people actually run Commodore 64 BBSs that you can access with the Wi-Fi modem. I thought that was very neat. I miss those days. I miss the BBS days. Those were very cool. I don't know if any of you guys ever did anything with a BBS. I knew a couple people that ran them out of their homes, which I always thought was wild. They just had a phone line people were dialing into constantly. It's pretty. They had games on it. Obviously, they had bulletin boards, like basically like the early version of forums. You could go and talk to people. Though usually not at the same time, because most of the time there was only like one or two people able to connect at a time, because it was all through a dial-up modem. You were dialing directly into their computer. So you'd go in there and leave a message and then log out, and the other person could log in and check it. There were games, but they were online multiplayer games, but like you'd go in and do your turns for the day, and then you'd have to log out and let other people in. It was a very different time. Long-standing Casecom Radio set to change formats from eclectic rock to esoteric rock. Great. S&D Diner received another award for their amazing food. Critics all agree it's the best place to eat in the county. Pretty sure it's the only place to eat in the county. I've never heard of this BBS. I'm sure you've heard of other BBs, Mr. Benmo. Celebration of their latest award, the S&D Diner is giving away free commemorative glass with every purchase. You've got trash cans, some. What? What do you mean? What do you mean I've got trash cans? Are you talking about other places to eat? I don't eat the trash. I wouldn't eat the trash. Other people might eat the trash. Well, unless there's... No, I won't eat the trash. I just eat the protein slurry and whatever free range protein I can come across. Store referred to by locals as Art by Eltron will reopen as a Pillow Bear factory outlet in early May. The ghost of Franklin, Chuck Edmonds' brother, is said to haunt the local Edmond hotel. Pigeon brothers are on the case. See, that doesn't fit because in this, it says Franklin is alive and opening that factory, and the Pigeon brothers have renamed to the Pigeon sisters. Dad? Dead? A ghost? That can't be. I had breakfast with him this morning. Yeah, we're in some alternate timeline here. After 5 promotions, security guard and proud father Reyes has been made head of security at the new Pillow Bear factory. Ah! So the FBI agents never came to town. The factory never burned down. Although Chuck still went in the computer. Reyes may not have even become an agent if his father's still alive. Local groundskeeper wins White House post. Local groundskeeper Doug Braverman is hired by the White House to dig holes in the Rose Garden. Digging! Mime applauds silently for ransom. While miming that it was the best show he'd ever seen, local mime stands in line for 4th ransom show in a row. Delores Edmonds seems to have shaken recent family turmoil as on our way to the top of the game industry. Are we now? I would never curse anyone. That would go beyond even my black magic. Come for the big blowout sale. What's the story? The cult oddball Madame Morena tells town. Eleanor Edmond evicted. Doug is digging. Oh, I'm just digging in the garden, digging in the White House. After the bank repossessed Chuck Edmonds' mansion, Eleanor Edmond was evicted while screaming, "Do you know who I am?" Cookie Pal bathroom a toxic site. Federal agencies have designated the Cookie Pal bathroom a Class 5 toxic site. Cleanup should begin soon. Well, I know how that goes. I've been there before. That's a lot of where I'm at is a toxic cleanup site. That's fine though. You can just paint over the signs. They don't even notice. I like to tell people it's not a super fun site. It's a super fun site. The feds didn't like that. Action photo of dangerous wildlife. A story about President Thomas Jefferson. A look at the dead languages of antiquity. Ooh, that Fortran book. Something disgusting. Take a picture of the toilet. A trash can, maybe? Puff piece on ThimbleCon 88. Not 4chan, Fortran. It's different. It's why we had the Y2K issues. It's why Y2K was a problem. I should just put it on 4chan, but that was a lot of why it was an issue was that they had all these old legacy systems and nobody around to work on them. So a lot of the struggle of updating stuff for Y2K, which if you don't recall, was a problem because software only stored dates as 2 digits. And when it rolled over to 2000, that software wouldn't think it was the year 2000. They would think it was the year 1900. And so it would cause problems. Well, then they had to have someone like reprogram that stuff and update it to use a 4-digit date, or at least tell it not to freak out and think that everything's gone back 100 years in time. But like, there just weren't a lot of people still working on Fortran or COBOL or things like that. The people who had built those legacy systems were long gone, and they just kept using them. It's still an issue. It's going to be an issue again. I think there's a Unix issue too. If I can divert for a time. The year 2038 problem. You guys know about Y2K38, also known as Y2038, Y2K38, Y2K38 superbug, or the apocalypse. It's a time computing problem that leaves some computer systems unable to represent time after 3:14 and 7 seconds UTC on January 19th, 2038. The problem exists in systems which measured Unix time, the number of seconds elapsed since the Unix epoch, which was January 1st, 1970, and store it in a signed 32-bit integer. The data type is only capable of representing integers between blah, 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 meaning the latest time that can be properly encoded is 3:14:07 UTC, January 19th, 2038. Meteor Man arrives next year anyways. I thought the meteor was going to miss us. Well, maybe that's just what they want you to think. Problem is similar in nature to year 2000 problem. The difference between the year 2000 problem had to do with base 10 numbers, whereas the 2038 involves base 2 numbers. Analogous storage constraints were reached in 2106, where systems storing Unix time as an unsigned integer will overflow on February 7th, 2106. Computer systems that use time for critical computations may encounter fatal errors if the year 2038 problem is not addressed. Some applications that use future dates may have already encountered the bug. The most vulnerable systems are those which are infrequently or never updated, such as legacy and embedded systems. Modern systems and software updates to legacy systems address this problem by using signed 64-bit integers instead of 32-bit integers, which will take 292 billion years to overflow, approximately 21 times the estimated age of the universe. Let's pass through the keyhole. That comes back around 2039. I hope I'm still... I was going to say, I'll be dead by then. Yes, it's not that far off. I hope not. I hope I won't be. Yeah, so our problems are not over. And those sorts of issues are things that may exist in systems that no one's even paying attention to or knows how they operate, that even knows that it is an issue. You know what I mean? Oh, I went all the way up there and didn't look at the book. At least we don't have to worry about 64-bit stuff overflowing. But, you know, what happens when we get 292 billion years in the future, right? Perfect. And then people are like, oh no, we never updated our computers in 292 billion years. Fall on the coast of California. Nobody needs to die. Gonna go about 4 miles, I think. I don't know, it depends on the size. Like, create quite a massive tidal wave, kill off a bunch of fish. It could cause some serious issues. It could hit a nuclear submarine. It's not that big. Doesn't have to be that big, depending on what it's made of and how fast it's coming down. But you're right, it's probably not big enough to actually cause that much harm. But if that's the case, then if it's not big enough to actually cause any issues, then it hardly even seems noteworthy. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of stuff falls out of the sky. We don't make a big thing out of it. Unless it's carrying the blob creature, right? Unless it's carrying like Cloverfield eggs. And then you get a bunch of Cloverfields running around. Or blobs. Or Hedorah. Or Destroyer. Or any of the variety of Godzilla monsters that originated from the stars. You know? Or that green stuff from Creepshow that killed Stephen King. Yeah, it could be that. Could be the bacteria that they found on the space stations that eats plastic, and then they just dumped that in the ocean. The green stuff could be useful, as long as it doesn't eat you. All right, let's get out of here. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. There were posters down here before. Yes, there's still a poster. Look great in my mucus phlegm office. If Jay Bain would let me put it up. I wonder who Jay Bain is. That's gotta be a reference to someone who worked at Lucasfilm. Gene Splice. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, that's never gone wrong. Let's ransom the clown poster. Can I pull this down? It's glued on. I can't pull it off. All right. Hey, look, there's a valve. More voice acting. It's stuck. I can't move it. All right. Pick up the dust. Well, the hot dogs aren't gross anymore. Oh, yeah, the bathroom. Plastic eating spider goats that glow in the dark. Do you think this plant will be... That's not the only animal that I know of in here is this plant. Oh, that'll do it. Let's go stab something. It's a gross toilet. Smell it from here. We'll take a picture of the toilet. Oh, that's gross enough. Oh, yeah. We can get... No, I gotta go get my bottle. In the second edition of After the Bomb role-playing game made by Palladium Books, which was largely originated as the... let's see if I can screwdriver this poster off the wall. I can. I got my own ThimbleCon poster. I'm sure it'll be a collectible in 30 years. A skunk hit your house this morning? Really? Oh, that's gross, man. Oh, that sucks. And I've never dealt with that. My only experience with that is like in movies and stuff where people get sprayed. I mean, if it's just like outside, is that going to go away on its own, or do you have to do something about that outside? That bottle. Goes away at some point, maybe a day or two. That's not the worst. It's not great. It's not the worst. If I hadn't seen this bottle and remembered turning it in for a nickel before, I might have tried to take a picture of the dudes in the city hall, but I don't think they are. I don't think either of those are Thomas Jefferson. Thanks for recycling. Here's your nickel deposit back. Wonder why they put a president's head on these and not cool people like Ada Lovelace. That would be cool. I like an Ada Lovelace coin. Hey, there we go. There's dust over there. Get that dust. On the double. Can I turn this this valve with the screwdriver? That's probably really dangerous. Oh wait, what did she say? Well, someone turn down the gas. No. Man, oh man, oh man. Oh man. Well, he's dead now. There's the clown. Yeah, there's the clown. He does appear in poster form. He's back in Pog form. Oh, I was talking about the tabletop role-playing game After the Bomb, which was originally just like a future version of TMNT, because Palladium Games made a TMNT tabletop role-playing game, which was a lot of fun. You get to make your own mutants, although the way the mutation system works, it was impossible following the rules to recreate the Ninja Turtles. The only way you could recreate them is if they were also only 2 feet tall. So they made a system that they had to cheat. It's called Super Nintendo Chalmers. It's back in Pog form. Oh, that episode always stuck with me. Probably the Pog stuff. You guys remember Pogs? Remember when they tried to make Pogs big? They were kind of big for a while, but it just didn't really catch on. I remember. I was big into comic book trading cards. And one of your DC put out, in lieu of a trading card set, they put out a Pog set. So I had a bunch of DC Comics Pogs. Poggers. So the tabletop RPG After the Bomb was like TMNT, but set in a post-apocalypse. It was more of a setting and just used the same TMNT rules. You create mutant animals, but it's like post-apocalyptic Earth for your mutant animals. When they made the second edition, it was originally written as a second edition for TMNT, but then they lost the license to TMNT, so they just released it as After the Bomb. And some of the more interesting mutants they included in there, because at the time, this stuff was in the news. You guys remember the genetically modified goats that create spider silk? And a lot of the reasons that they were using spider silk to make a form of Kevlar. And so if they could get goats to produce it, they could produce more of it than they'd get out of spiders at a faster rate. They had that. They had spider goats in it, which were goats that were mixed with spiders. They had like spider legs and stuff. You could be a mutant spider goat monster. They also had genetic throwbacks where you could create a mutant chicken that had reverted genetically to a dinosaur. It was very very interesting. It was very good. I like the rule set on that. I like making the mutant animals. I had a lot of fun playing those and running that for people. I was like 8 when Pogs were around. I wasn't much older than that myself. I remember the comic book store I worked at when I first started there had a bunch of Pog stuff. Like they had gotten into it just as Pogs were like failing and dying everywhere. So they had this bucket of like Pogs and Pog slammers. It was very funny. All right, we're done with the assignment. That sound, which was not the typewriter. That was like a printer, like brr, 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 brr. Like a printer or a fax machine or something, although there's nothing around. That's not a sound a typewriter would make. Crazy. You can try all you want. You will not gaslight me, Perhenmo. $1988. So the interesting thing, if I remember correctly, I'll have to double check. 15 more photos. Was the game set in 89? I thought Thimbleweed Park was set in 1989. And that the flashback that we saw was set in 1987. No, the game is set in 1987. So this is like a year after it. Skunk came to my room in the middle of the night, said, Bimbo has some stinky wind. Yeah, that's why he sprayed your yard. He thought it was normal. He thought that was acceptable behavior for the neighborhood. Ransom to receive. Oh, these are different. Franklin. No headline today. Maybe some of these are. Nickel News ran out of ink and cannot publish today's PAP. Citing his various projects benefiting children around the world, the reward will be bestowed on ransom. I think these are all the same. Interesting. Just gonna get a French accent, try to kiss my cat. Not Pepe Le Pew. Modern kids will never understand the terror of Pepe Le Pew. Bird's eye view of town. Headshot for a story on a celebrity. Story about allergies. Story for the poetry section. Biting piece on rude bank employees. I think I got all of these. Here we go. No climate. No climate. Push it. Push it real good. If I had a quarter for every time I heard Pepe Le Pew today. How many quarters would you have from that? Perfect. That's some poetry about creepy toes. 2 quarters, which isn't a lot, but it's strange it happened twice. Pepe Le Pew's a popular character. If you're old. It is kind of like depressing, but I mean, what else can you say? Like, nothing stays fresh forever. Nothing stays around forever, but like, Looney Tunes were pretty big when I was a kid. Does that count? Bird's eye view, yes. And I feel like Space Jam, the original Space Jam was probably the last time that it seemed like people really gave a shit. And they keep trying to like jazz them up, you know, like how can we make the kids appreciate Looney Tunes again? And I don't think they can. I don't think the children care about the Looney Tunes. Pick up all this dust. Except for my generation after Space Jam, yeah. The only thing that Space Jam encouraged the younger generations into was it like water in their rancid? Was being attracted to anthropomorphic rabbit characters. It awakens something in them. How's business? Business is booming. Sorry, I can't talk. I've got to get home. It's my night to cook dinner. It's nice to see Willie not homeless, but also it seems like it's all a lie. Watched Pepe Le Pew as a kid. Never had that kind of behavior. People need to stop blaming TV and video games for the bad job they did raising their kids. I don't know. Does anyone blame like the Looney Tunes for that sort of stuff? I mean, I know there was like fervor over like, I don't know, Tom and Jerry, but it didn't seem like it was that much. But also people tend to be like really out of date with that stuff. You know, like they'll complain about like a 10-year-old game is like, this is why there's violence. And it's like, oh, I mean, there's worse now. Nobody tell the people who are upset about Doom that like GTA exists. Kind of situation. Count this as once. We can't just keep dropping it and counting it again. That's some sort of con job there. I need a rude bank employee. Let's get our sister the job and search for more dust. Dust. Oh wait. Oh, I need the screwdriver for that, don't I? We can take a picture of the ransom poster. Our Tom and Jerry was on TV all the time when I was a kid. Yeah. 6 Taylor drops, no gameplay, all cinematics. People are hype. They don't, I mean, that's where they're at. They don't have to show anything about the gameplay. It's GTA. You kind of know what you're going to get, and that's all they want. Where are they going to show a car driving? Like, what are they actually going to do that's going to be different? Is my take. I don't think there's anything. I think it's just going to be, you know, it's Grand Theft Auto. There's some stuff. I love the intense music when the lights are off, as it should be. If you go inside like a bathroom in the dark in this desolate area, would probably be terrifying. So curious what the story be about expecting hot garbage. I don't think I could be less interested. I feel like after I never even played through all of 5. I played a little bit. Now it's just like not super interested, but also I'm just not, especially like the AAA games. I'm not super interested. It could be good and have a lot of cool stuff. I'll just wait. GTA was pretty mid. Online was super fun though. I enjoyed Grand Theft Auto. I enjoyed the first Grand Theft Auto. I don't think I ever played the second one, which is weird. I don't think I even touched it, but I played the hell out of the very first one. And GTA 3 was like tons of fun. Vice City was great. But to be honest, I love Vice City just because like I love anything that throws back to 80. I love listening to the 80s radio stations. You know, like the 80s style media. I enjoyed that a lot. San Andreas was great. I like San Andreas a lot. I didn't play a lot of 4. I didn't play a lot of 5 either because I felt like by the time those games came out, I was like, yeah, I'm ready for something new. I've kind of done this before. I'm sure it had new stuff to bring, but I've already rolled around this big open world thing. Original GTA was something else. Yeah, very different times. I remember there was a way you could go in original GTA and edit an INI file and swap out a code, and that code determined the very first car you walked into. And you could put any vehicle there. Sometimes it would crash the game. You could put a boat there. You could put a boat as the first car, and you could drive it for a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it would continuously take damage and then just explode. I think there's a helicopter you could put in there too, and that just crashed the game. But you could swap out, like, just with a simple text editor, swap out the starting car to anything you wanted. And so when in lieu of like the infinite ammo cheats and things like that in the later series, I would just put in like the fuel tanker and then just get in a chase, because cop cars would just ram their car into the back of it and continually damage themselves until they exploded. Eventually it would blow up the fuel tanker and you die, but you could drive around for a long time just letting cop cars spear you and destroy themselves, and just try and find those pesky joggers. All right, let's get her the job. I don't know if I need to talk to her first. Gotcha. All right, just need a little bit more dust here. 12 specks of dust. Is that enough? It is. I got the allergies, baby. Yeah, I used to be able to do a lot in games. Just picking up that dust just by editing text files. Some games you still can. Hi, Ransom. That's a good shot. We're all set. If I could turn off this fire hydrant. Interesting. I don't think I have anything else I need to do. I don't think I need to do that for anything, but I can, so might as well. Done with the assignment. Another day out. I don't for like I'm enjoying it for a free game. It's got, you know, a lot of the good music from the full game. It's interesting seeing like there's something weird and mysterious going on. 10 more photos. Something weird and mysterious to this as to why things are different and yet also not different. But it's pretty simple. Like if they could just make something that would just procedurally generate adventure game puzzles like this, you wouldn't have to worry about a story or ending. You just produce put a bunch of crap in the world and then procedurally generate dumb puzzles around it. That would be fun. Story on home demolition. Ooh. Oh, do I gotta blow up the mansion? Hit piece on the history of the phone. Our bad Thimbleweed drinking water quality. History of tiny clocks. Story about the latest toy craze. Okay. All right. That's in the bank. I gotta get her in the bank. The fire hydrant changed to the one that had the tubes. And there's a phone in here. There we go. Why is the radio in jail? What does the radio do? Free the radio is what I say. I could get the glass. And this water stinks. That's what she said. So I could get the glass and fill it up with that. Get a job, you bum. Beautiful. Go. Yeah. I enjoy this. Oh, I always get so hungry at this time of night. I don't know, maybe you just have the stomach version of the sundown syndrome. Sundowners say that too. Just kind of, the sun goes down and just like, oh, my stomach. I'm hungry. No, it's not here. What am I doing here? If I jam my screwdriver in it. Nope. They actually track your movie rentals and share the information with unknown companies. Oh, that would be awful if we had that kind of problem in the world where they just tracked your usage and shared it with companies without your consent. Give me that water. 2 blueberry cream cheese bagels, third of a pack of chocolate covered pretzels, and now a peanut butter sandwich. I don't know, none of that sounds very filling. That all sounds like a bunch of empty calories there. Have you considered eating like a giant gyro or like a whole roasted lamb? Maybe like a roast chicken, bones and all. It's more annoying to make. You have to make it, you just steal it. Urban chicken hot dog. Kobe beef hot dog. They got all kinds of different hot dogs. I can jab the radio with the screwdriver. Oh my god! Oh no! Oh, we fixed the remote by killing ourselves. I had a feeling. Alright, I'll just get some stink water here. It's a glass of polluted water. Drink it. I can barely stand the smell. Drink it. Oh, she won't drink it. I knew that would solve all of my problems. Yeah. You just gotta poke a screwdriver in a battery powered radio and hope for the best. Is that it? History of tiny clocks. Oh, we can get that on the way back. This is Willie's clock shop. It's got tiny clocks on the door. Yeah, I'm interested in where this ends up. I doubt this will bring any all right, let's blow up the mansion. I doubt this would bring any like greater closure. Well, oh, that's a lot of growing up at the mansion memories up in smoke. Oh no. I guess it's the bank's problem now. Look at radioactive crater. It's like Thimbleweed's own private Chernobyl. There we go. I'm sure there'll be no criminal investigation into that. Yeah, something tells me this won't add any like closure or improve the ending of the game. It may have something interesting to say. I read a lot about Ron Gilbert's things he had written about endings in games. I guess that's not the first time he's made games that have endings like that kind of give you the feeling that like none of this mattered. I think it was one of the Monkey Island games, and he was talking about how when he started writing it, and I think he said the same thing about this game. They started writing it, they really didn't have any set story and plan. They just kept working on it and adding on to it. And just like with Lost and a lot of other media, they just really didn't have a plan, and then just kind of came up with the ending, and there you go. Which is why like there's so much that doesn't really support it. And my specific problems with the ending are like, one, it's very sudden. Like it just shuts off. It's like as soon as there's a reveal, there's just like everybody's gone, and you can't go anywhere. There's no more interacting with anything. Nobody has much of a reaction to it. Nobody treats it like seriously at all, or even as concerned. And everything they're looking for is like, we were just told that your whole life and existence is a lie. None of it matters. And they're like, oh, that's awful. I don't know how I can go on, but I might as well like still do this thing that doesn't matter. And then it just kind of ends. But also, like, if you're telling someone the only way to escape this loop and free yourself so that you have free will is to do this action, and that's how you escape the game. But like, if you don't already have the free will that you would need to do this action that's not in support of the game, then what you're doing isn't going to get you the result you want because you're not actually acting out of free will. And if you do have the free will to act against the wishes of the game, then you already have free will and you don't have to destroy it to escape a loop, you know? But there's so much evidence that like leads up to like the AI is lying and Uncle Chuck maybe didn't make the best computers. There's a part where he's soldering and Delores comments on how poor his soldering is, which tells me that his fancy AI tubes probably have a lot of problems. I free the orca. Are you standing there in the rocks while the orca leaps overhead? Be free. So like it just doesn't add up. It doesn't add up to me at all. And then the way it ends didn't feel like we had an ending and here it is. It just felt like it would have been less weird to me if the game just closed. If it just like shut itself off without any finale. There's other stuff like that. What was the last game I played that the ending was just like this didn't make any damn sense? It would have been eaten so fast. Oh yeah. Just more ethics courses getting spicy. I'm just saying, like, you either have free will or you don't. If you're saying you need to do this thing to gain free will, like doing the thing is either an act of free will or it isn't. Deadly premonition, my beloved. You know, a lot of stuff just like ends like weirdly and abruptly. I'm trying to remember what it was that the last time I played something that had an ending that just left me like, what the hell is this? What do you mean it's over? I don't remember what it was now. Is that what I'm talking? Maybe it was a movie that I saw. And it just ended really abruptly and left a lot of stuff completely unresolved in a very frustrating manner. I should play Eternal Darkness. I'd like to play that. You should. I should totally replay Death and Premonition on stream. That's another one I got on my list that I'm excited about. But I might do that come Halloween time. Jum would be blunt, Morpheus in the Matrix. Just tell it like it is. Just tell it like it is. I forget what the game was, but I the comparison of like, I don't remember the comparison I made. But it is just like endings like that just leave so much stuff hanging that just kind of, okay, we're done. Go home, everybody. Like that stuff always frustrates me. I actually didn't mind the ending of Lost because I realized pretty early on in Lost, it was really clear to me that they didn't have any actual huge plan and that they were just making stuff up. And it's like a lot of it, you know, you want that mystique. You don't want to explain a bunch of stuff. You want that mystery. You want to leave things unexplained and up in the air and for people to juggle there and be like, you can come up with your own ideas of what happened. And sometimes that's good as long as you kind of wrap things up. You can still leave stuff mysterious without just like lights off, roll the credits. And that's what I felt about this game, that it was just like lights off, we're done. That was my big beef with it. I could accept like the world's a simulation as long as you like actually write out the flow of that. But it's like a lot of stuff is like that. A lot of things fumble the ending because they get to the resolution, but they forget the denouement. You know, there's no like ease down from like the height of the conflict. It just like stops after that. They don't give you any like, you know, here's what happens next. Like, here's where everybody goes now. Here's the consequences of these things. Oh, I know what it was. It was Alone in the Dark Inferno. The one we played on the PS3. That was just like, well, here's the devil. Goodbye. All right. Another one down. I forget what I compared it to. Like, I think I said it was like Ghostbusters. If the original Ghostbusters, like they get to the rooftop and Gozer shows up, and Gozer asks, "Are you a god?" And Ray says no, and they just roll the credits and like nothing. They don't show you anything. They don't say anything. That's just the end of the movie. That's just the end of the story. That's what stories like that feel like. Like, no, there's more. There's more. Five more photos. This is it. This is the final day here. Expose on the humor of living with cats. Photo of a person doing a dangerous job. An expose on Thimbleweed's gambling problem. A story about seeing double. Government property vandalism. Interesting. I don't know who in this town is doing a dangerous job. Is anyone in this town? Oh, I know. I know what we can do. I gotta go to the bathroom here. Getting that screwdriver. Get the lotto tickets here. Lotto. Perfect. Gonna bother with the dust. Oh. I remember I spent so long without having something to pick up blood in the game because I never noticed. Because from outside here, there's a sign here, but like there's not clearly a door, and I just never clicked over there. Sort of toilet paper. Let's flip it. Fun for cats. There we go. Perfect. So I didn't find the toilet paper. I never made it in there. So if we crank up the gas so that this guy is practically burning alive, that's probably really dangerous. I've been designing adventure games too long. Oh, no! Perfect. Photo of Dave and the fireballs. Yes. No need to fix that. It's fine. We need a photo of seeing double. That's got to be these folks here. I just got to get them together. Unless... just take two pictures? A photo of the sheriff by himself won't work at all. It's a real hot story. Oh, there's a key. Don't touch the key, Reno. Oh, okay. Hi, Sheriff. Hello, Reno, Delores. We start editing Reno after everything. I don't understand, Reno, what you're asking. Just then, you did it again. Are you on drugs, Reno? Just say no, Reno. Whatever, Reno. Hey, the Reno gag is mine. Ha! Gotcha. Oh, can you go get the coroner, Reno, for me? Right, Reno, let the coroner in order to come see you. All right, here we go. We got to get the coroner up here. Well, like this is like another unexplained thing. So he talks about firing everyone in town, including the coroner. But he says he can't not have a coroner, but he has a solution for it, right? Look, he's doing the coin flip just like the sheriff. So we saw in the factory they were building humanoid robots. So I'm pretty sure these guys are robots, right? There's also the scene where Agent Reyes was on the table in here, and the lady from the tube shop was here, Ricky, in the corner, and that never got explained. And I think somebody asked him in a forum somewhere what the deal was with that, and the writer just said that, oh, there was nothing behind it. We just thought it would look mysterious. It's like, damn it. You got me, just like Lost, just like X-Files. You got me invested in these mysteries, and then you're just like, oh, I never had any plan. Just made it up as we went along. Oh, I decided not to do anything with that. Just forget that happened. Like, you sons of bitches. I'm pretty sure these guys were robots. But I also, I hate even, letting my mind work on things they didn't explain or possible explanations for stuff. Because the way the story ends means none of it matters. It doesn't matter if they were robots or not, because it was all a simulation in a game that we turned off. So it really doesn't matter what any of them did, and nobody will ever care within this world. It's like, really just took all the wind out of my sails there. But I did enjoy the puzzles in the game. I love Gary Winnick's art. I love the character designs. Ransom the Clown was hilarious. I love Ransom the Clown, the creepy weirdo. I like the different characters. I like the stuff we went in town. I like the weird vacuum tube based technology going on. The hint system was very well done. The music was very good. I like the voice acting. It really, all it is the ending. That's the only thing that marks it down for me. Otherwise, I really enjoyed the game. Sheriff wants to see you. Really? Mia who? That's exciting. Rip. These things were creepy. I'm glad they were deactivated. They should serve as a warning about the dangers of AI. It's scary to think about Uncle Chuck getting digitized and sucked into his AI creation. I'm glad me and those two federal agents were able to get him out. Of course, he'd probably spend the rest of his life in that sanitarium. Wait a minute. So you just acknowledged that those federal agents were there. But then the sheriff said that he never ran into federal agents. Sure, I think about what would have happened if we hadn't gotten to him in time. Trying to think those machines creep me out more than being in the morgue. Yeah, so this is some weird alternate timeline something. Sheriff's not here. Well, you know what? I can take this key. Pick it up, just cause. Where are you, Sheriff? All right, he'll be back. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he skipped town. Maybe they are one and the same. There he is. Okay, so he still wants to scoot the corner. All right. I knew it. Jack Navitorino. We've got him trapped. We'll see if the coroner's here. What's up, Jum Jum? Ruby Spears Mega Man pilot. I did not watch it. I didn't get a chance to watch it today. I didn't watch it last night because I pretty much went to bed as soon as I ended the stream. I was out of here. Should be able to watch it tonight. This won't go very much longer. We're at the about the end of it. Oh, how are you doing? Sheriff wants to see you. So they have to be two different people unless the sheriff escaped the jail. That was rather short. Yeah. I don't imagine. I mean, it couldn't be longer than half an hour. and even less than that because they fit it around commercials. So they are different. I need to get out of Reno. Who has the key? No one. No one has the key. You'll rot in there. Weird robots. It's basically a promo for Mega Man. Government property vandalism. Let's go mess up the mail. Talks of the toy deal with Bandai. Those toys were okay, but I also, what's up with this? Oh, scuffed up mailbox. Let's break it. Jam the screwdriver in it. I like the Japanese model kits. I thought were like much cooler than the American toys we got. I picked up at a dollar store like years after that show was gone and the toy lines were gone, a Dr. Wily's Lab playset for like $5, and it was mostly plastic, but it did have a plastic base, and you could tell by looking at it that it was intended to have electronics in it. It had a battery compartment. It had, like, you could see where a speaker would go, where lights would have gone. There's just no electronics in it. This is a plastic base with a bunch of cardboard backdrops, which I thought was neat for, like, you could put your Mega Man action figures on it and snap little pictures of them. But I was always really curious, like, I don't know anyone who has looked at that or is into, like, toys at all when you're old enough to, like, look at it and kind of make sense of that stuff. Have you ever found, like, any toys or action figures or anything like that that was clearly intended to have electronics that they just didn't put in it? Because I've seen a few things like that that have like empty battery compartments with no actual electronics in them. It's kind of like the original NES has the plastic cover on the bottom, and you pull it off and there's an expansion port on the bottom of the NES, but the case covers it with plastic. The Super Nintendo has an expansion port not used in the US. Nintendo 64 has an expansion port not used in the US. You find all this stuff and it's like, why is this here? Black Man is called Bright Man at some point in the pilot. Oh, they can't get everything right. No, I'm curious. B. Spears didn't die because the ratings died because Capcom Bandai has some differences and the toy deal with Bandai killed it. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I don't look this up. Now I'm curious. See if we can find a picture of this. It was neat. Came with Dr. Wily. Oh, it just looked terrible. It was like his little skull head. We're seeing this big lots a while back when I was younger. Oh, there's a Funko action figure of Dr. Wily. I kind of want to get that now. So Mega Man 11 versus Dr. Wily action diorama. Man, I'm seeing stuff I don't need to spend my money on here. But it was so bizarre from Jazzware's Mega Man line. No, I can't find a good picture of it. Was merchandising pressure. Many Bandai's other toys were being cut or weren't meeting expectations. Well, keep in mind, like a lot of what Bandai had, like the Power Rangers was like a big seller for them, and most of that stuff were existing toys that all they really had to do was do new packaging to release the same stuff in the U.S., which made it like really profitable. Well, when they started having to make stuff just for the U.S. market, it was a lot less profitable. It's a lot less profitable for them. But even by that point, like the toy interests were starting to fade. I think that was the beginning of the end of like a lot of that market. And even now, like that's a real tough industry. Just because a lot of the youth that would be interested in that stuff has moved to video games or online content. They're more interested in looking at the screen than doing that stuff. All right, I think this is the last set of photos here. So I believe this is the end here. I think you're done here, Delores. By the way, do you know anything about the body they found under the bridge? No! I don't feel well. I'm going to get fresh air. But the body would have been a year ago. It's 1988. Oh no, it's all coming back. Oh no, we've been in a coma the whole time. Oh! It's Ransom! He's here! He's here! He's approaching us. So... why do you make a dial-up noise at us? Trapped in the void with Ransom. I guess this is all my fault. It must have been a bug in my hacked save game. I don't have the same skills you do. Who does? You weren't supposed to see through to this side. But I guess it's all come crashing down now. Let's go see if we can apply a patch. I might know just the one. They doubled down on it. They're fully committed to the simulation story. Transformers able to bounce back somewhat. G.I. Joe wasn't as lucky. Yeah, G.I. Joe never really... they could never make a big comeback. I think the audience taste just changed too much. Geo Sigma 6 and Extreme Renegades all died because people who said moved on. And the toy market for kids basically dead at this point. Yeah, I mean there's a lot of markets. Comic books are like that. Video games are largely like this now too, where the largest like spenders in the market, the biggest portion of the market is kind of just like, instead of staying at a certain age group, that age group that they've been marketing to is the one still buying it, right? When I entered the comic book store, most people buying comics were like 20s and 30s. And that's probably like the same now. That it's the same group of people maintaining the market, and there's not really as many younger people entering in. It's kind of the same like ham radio. It's kind of like a tangent thing. But ham radio used to be like real big in earlier days of like hobby electronics. People would build their own radios and stuff, and it started falling more and more out of favor. But you know, to operate ham radio, you have to be licensed, and there's like a test you have to take for that. If you enjoyed this game, even if you didn't, please go buy Thimbleweed Park. Please go buy Thimbleweed Park. If you dare. I'm going to not watch there's nothing more, I don't believe, at the end of that. I don't think there is. I'll just let it run. There's some stuff in there that I don't really want to. If I have to do those last 5 photos again, I'll deal with it. Okay, 82, 94 is Peaky Joe. Yeah. Let's come over on see the Ruby Spears Mega Man pilot. 30 more photos. Okay, never mind. I think there may have been something else at the end about applying a patch, but it's not important. It doesn't add anything to it. Yeah, once I end stream, I'll go and watch it. But I can't like show that on stream. I don't want to sit and watch it and just stare into the space with everybody. That's kind of what I do. So that's Delores. That is the end of Delores. I think it'll be us. Yeah. It's not bad. It's a free little game. It really just shows that they let's go back to the chat screen. They really just kind of doubled down on the ending that they stuck with, that it was all a simulation. It was all just part of a game. Which is, again, it's fine. It was just the way in which they went about it. Just didn't feel like we came up with this ending and then we wrote around it. It feels like we needed an exit. We needed an exit. I mean, which seems apparent to me when they're like, here's all of the items you need to complete your individual missions, right? We're just going to give them to you. You don't have to look or solve any more puzzles. We're just going to give this stuff to you without you having to do anything. And it really felt like we're closing. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here moment in the game. And that was all that. See you next time. I'll see you later. I'm still going to do a random bubble bobble after I'm done ranting about the Thimbleweed Park. But I was saying, like, the ham radio, like, I mean, how many people talk about that anymore, like, in any of your circles? Any of you mess around with ham radio? Have any interest in ham radio? Ever look at taking the ham radio operator's license? And so a few years ago, probably not a few now, it's probably more like 10 years ago, there was big news that they changed the license you needed. They split it into two licenses. There was a basic operator's license and there was a more advanced license. And the big thing they took out was, to get the basic license, you no longer needed to be tested on Morse code. And ham radio actually, like, is extremely useful, particularly in emergency situations where traditional means of communication are taken out. Shortwave radio like that can be very useful for coordinating emergency services and communicating with people and getting information out there when cell service is out, when the internet's out. As long as you have some form of electricity, you know, that radio can work. And if you know Morse code, you really only need very primitive equipment to get information across that way. But we're not in the time where, like, building something like that in your garage is exciting to a lot of people. It's similar to situations that happened with the space race, and why the Fantastic Four was never quite able to regain the popularity they had in their glory days, because a lot of the popularity of the Fantastic Four comic was tied to excitement around the space race and space travel. And up to past a certain point, it just became a mundane thing, and people are far less excited about it, you know? I mean, I blame, like, was it Challenger? The shuttle that blew up. I'm gonna embarrass myself, but now I remember which one it blew up. Yeah, it was the Challenger. For some reason, it's like a lot of things. I'm like, it's this, but my confidence that it's that must mean that I'm wrong. That broke a lot of kids' hearts, but I think some of it is just that. Like, if you look at the Mars rover, I remember being very excited about that. Well, that's also because I really like robots. We watched a lot of this stuff in school. But they've sent several more than people don't talk about as much anymore. Sunrise Report Cinder has lost a lot of her fans. Fans are burning their Cinder dolls. I'm sure she'll recover. Probably. Move on to something else. I think if you're that invested in somebody online, you're too invested in somebody online, is what I'll say. The big fights I don't win. I'll just watch how she handles her own self-inflicted destruction. Yeah, I mean, it's trauma cells, so Cinder only going to come back more popular. Yeah, that's usually what happens. That's usually what happens with this. People rarely actually get, like, beat by this stuff. It just means they come back in a new form. Back had to take a call. Yeah, I think I skipped something at the end credits, but that's pretty much it. Like, the world seemed much better because they are fully in the simulation in Thimbleweed Park, and Ransom hacked the save game so that he would be successful. He's basically he's cheating. He ran a bunch of cheats to make sure good stuff happened to everybody, except for Chuck, who's in a sanitarium. But he's not dead or trapped in a computer. Really, the only people bad stuff happened to were the family there. But maybe that's like flimsily explained. But it was, I liked it for what it was. It was just some lightweight puzzle stuff with some more music, and you get to see the characters, some of them anyway, for a little bit anyway. It didn't explain anything else. It didn't really add new mysteries either, but that wasn't their super intention. That was just a project they did to keep busy with something and not go insane in lockdown. I can appreciate that. It's really hard, like, to recommend Thimbleweed Park, I guess, because of the end. I think would be very polarizing. Anyone who didn't watch all of it already, they might think about playing it. I thought the puzzles were very good up to a point. I think puzzles were very good. It's just the end kind of fumbles it, but I don't think it does that enough to ruin the whole game. Too many bad apples in the VTuber industry. Too many apples in any like fame-based industry. I guess we call it the entertainment industry. We'll say that. Not everybody who wants to put themselves in front of a camera is who they say they are when the cameras are turned off. And there's a lot of business that's extremely cutthroat businesses, and people will smile to your face while reaching that knife around your back to get ahead. They'll walk all over your body to get up there. There's ways you can do that without destroying other people. You can be competitive without being crazy, but you know, it's a very fine line. It's real easy to cross over that. No, I tell people when I insult, but it's a difference, Sky. You tell people that, but we can tell what's really going on back there. We can see through your lies. You're proving my point exactly. You're telling us one thing, but all the evidence points to another thing. You know, to put others down and cause them pain. No, and there's if your success relies solely on destroying other people, then what does that say about what you're producing? But also, what does it say about the market that you're working in? But some people reach a point where it's like, there's no more higher to climb. The only way I can make myself taller is by cutting everybody else down. You'll all see. You say that. Actually, that kind of worries me. That kind of worries me. Is this guy gonna have the heel turn and just start like messing everything up? What's up, Crooked Gamer? Am I late? Kinda. It was a very short game. You just go on a loop of like 5 or 6 times of snapping photographs, like solving puzzles, snap photographs. It's just like a little freebie extra game. But for now, I'm gonna do some bubble bobble. Cinder wasn't the first, won't be last. No, surely not. Get that music out of here. Get out of here, music. What's up, Crooked Gamer? Good to see it. Good to see it. All right, let's get our random round going here. 90. All right, we're moving up there. I will say, I didn't say it before. If I roll 100, I'm re-rolling because I'm not fighting the boss out of nowhere. I'm not interested in that. It just takes too long. Oh, God. Oh, my God. This doesn't do anything for me. This is just points. I always think it will. Oh, he killed me. But I got him, so it all worked out. At least I can probably get up there. If I can make this hop. Make the hop, make the jumps. Do it! All right. That wasn't as bad. We could hover around the edges there. It's been worse. All right. Oh, I knew I was gonna die there. We'll do one more. Oh God, no. No, we won't. I've already done this enough. I don't know why did it choose to continue me there? That's so I don't know what the deal is with that. All right. Well, that'll do it for me for this evening. Very short stream tonight. Very short stream. The hell's happening? Well, I finished the level, tried to continue, and instead we're at the final boss, which I'm not going to fight again. It's paused. It's paused. I'm not fighting the final boss again. I've already completed it. I just do random levels now, but I'm not doing the boss. It takes too long. The point of the bubble bobble is to relax afterwards. And if I gotta do another boss fight, thanks for hanging out with me. I didn't think it would be a super duper long one, but sometimes it's nice to have a somewhat shorter stream. I was up pretty late last night with Star Wars. I gotta find a time to come back to it. I'm gonna try and come back to it on Saturday if I can squeeze the time out. If you weren't here for it, I got hard stuck on what I believe is the final boss. If not the final level, at least the final boss fight of the game. And it got really late. It got to be like 6 hours and I had to end the stream. So I don't have much left of it, but how long it takes just depends on how long I have to face it. So I really don't want to schedule it for next week and then have like an hour-long stream of Star Wars. But if I can get one out, and then maybe depending on how quickly I finish it, we may check out the PC port because I've heard it's kind of wonky, just as a comparison. But that'll be for later. Let me see who is live. YouTube notifications just annihilate me now. But hey, you want to see Yo Kaiju playing it more? I feel like I send the redirects to a lot of the same people quite often. I just I'm comfortable with them. I know them. I'm a very anxious person. I'm a very extremely anxious person. I have to interact with new people. There's a specific, there's a special song and dance that goes to it. I have a process because of my broken brain. So I hope you'll understand. But anyway, this is Yo Kaiju is playing Amori. Once again, hopefully this isn't, yes, 16 minutes ago, not 16 hours. Because YouTube notifications will put people up there that were like a day ago at the top. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm going to go now and I'm going to go mess with my Steam Deck some more. And try and work on stuff for next week. I'll be back tomorrow for Mega Man 11. We'll see how we do then. Until then, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. As always, I hope you enjoyed this last little bit. My last little sliver of Thimbleweed Park before we say goodbye to it. Hope you enjoy all the stuff I have. If you enjoyed, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, then I don't know what to tell you. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button for some more Jumington content. Like this, where I fumble around. Otherwise, I hope to see you again on the next stream. Until then, so long, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you.